trip. If we make it to Banff, then the whole trip is a success. So we are driving through the town of Canmore, which is right before the town of Banff, which is right before Banff National Park. If you're just driving on Highway 1, which goes like through the national park, you can just pass through. But if you want to stop at all, like to use the bathroom or to grab lunch or to even just like overlook, you need to pay an entrance fee to the national park. It's $10.50 per person. We're gonna hike tomorrow morning because it's Saturday. We're going to Sunrise Lake Louise. We really didn't plan this out well coming back from Disney World to a weekend at Banff, and like the weather is perfect. It's 63 degrees, so I'm sure it's gonna be super packed. That's why we're gonna try and hike at sunrise. Brandon's not too pumped about it, but there was a review on All Trails that said last Friday they got here at 9 a.m. and they couldn't hike it because the parking lot was full. So it looks like 6 a.m. or never. Decided to go to the hot springs. We are cheap and don't want to pay to park, so we are parked on the side of the road.
The Banff Hot Springs are just about a 3-minute drive from the center of Banff town, and they're $8 Canadian, which is about $5 or $6 US.
We have no idea if we're saving money by parking and walking, but we're hoping we're saving at least $5.
Parking was $8, so we did save ourselves some money.
It does not look very busy, which is kind of weird because it's a Friday night. Back with friends.
I can feel the healing effects already.
Alright, two things. It's not as crowded as I thought it would be, and it's not as gross as I thought it would be.
Yeah, this is better than our last hot springs in Oregon. According to the sign, this should help me with my psoriatic arthritis.
So he's going to be a hiking machine
7 miles tomorrow.
Alright, so a very pleasant experience. The only thing that I'm not a big fan of is right when you buy your ticket, you have to take your shoes off. So like the whole way through the locker room, you're barefoot, and it's like, ugh.
You've done worse things.
Like, this is an experience, this is an experience, this is an experience. But the water is surprisingly good, and for someone who hates water as much as me, I'm like loving this.
Yeah, I'll let you guys know if I'm cured of all my ailments. That is without a doubt the most relaxed I've been since we started this trip.
10 out of 10.
Yeah, epic views of the mountains, perfectly temperatured water, not too crowded. Yeah, great experience, great experience. All right, Banff, we see you. What's up?
Now we just gotta find a place to sleep.
Always terrific. So Banff is a really expensive place to camp. We think that we can park in an overflow lot for $10 a night, which is the cheapest we found. We'll see how it works out. Hopefully it's just a place for us to crash.
How cool are these like wildlife overpass? Fences on each side of the highway are really tall. There's nowhere for the wildlife to cross the highway except for these little tunnels.
This is Lake Louise Overflow Camping. There's all sorts of vans and stuff. No tents, bunch of RVs.
Mostly RVs, trailers, a few vans. Then there's us and the guy next to us, car campers. And then there's a bathroom up there.
It's only $11.50 a night. But Alyssa dropped the slip in and without getting the receipt.
I went full Brandon. It's a very Brandon move.
That setup was a little more involved than usual. We're trying to cook, so we had to get all that stuff out. We also made some wraps and stuff for our hike tomorrow. I'm testing out my brand new puffer jacket.
Olive Garden does this great deal where you take a pasta to go for $5. It's 7 Canadian, but 5 American. So we've got
Ziti.
pasta ziti. So we had Olive Garden for breakfast and for dinner. All thanks to Leanna and Dave. Thank you guys. We know how much Dave loves Olive Garden. Almost as much as Brandon.
Stop.
How's your new jacket?
I am so surprised at how warm this is. It's polyester. This was only $20 US at a spot called Decathlon, which is my new favorite store.
I honestly could not be happier with this Banff campsite. Like, we have our leftover Olive Garden, a few beers. We're gonna wake up and do a sunrise hike.
It is 8:30 and still super bright out.
It's freezing.
This is the coldest day on record. It's a low of 32 tonight.
I love it. We're getting the beanies out.
I'm freezing. We just went to the bathroom and no,
We had to suit up.
yeah, we had to close the windows. We put the black window covers in, so hopefully that helps insulate us. All I have to sleep are 2 sheets.
Stop, we're gonna share this.
I have another blanket, but it's buried underneath everything and I don't feel like getting it out yet. So we'll see how cold it gets.
We're waking up at 5 a.m. tomorrow to get to the hike at 6. It's supposed to be 33 at 5 a.m. It's only like 50 right now. I think we can turn the heater on if we need to, right?
Yeah, we can, but I don't want to bother the other campers.
It's 5:15. It's freezing. We're gonna go on a hike. It was cold last night.
This is our home. We are frozen over.
It's 5:40 and we're headed to hike. It's freezing. I don't feel that bad except for my hands. We just have these like dollar Walmart mittens. So we're gonna need to invest in something else.
Today there's no bad weather, only bad gear. And we don't have any good gear.
Yeah, it's 30 outside right now.
I'm freezing.
Not even 6 o'clock and there's a line of freaking cars. Alright, it looks like we're still in the lower lot and it looked like there was an upper lot. I don't know why this guy's having such a hard time, but we got a spot. This is great. I would say there's like 100 cars here already.
This is insanity.
This is crazy.
That is too cold and too early.
We got here, it's $12 to park for the day, so that's on top of your park pass that you already had to pay. And the camping that we did last night was like the most expensive national park we've been to. We walked by some people and it looks like a bunch of these people are just going to the lake to look at sunrise. So not all these people are gonna be on the hike. So that's good. It's 6:20, we're starting from the parking lot. Unfortunately, we don't have a map for this one, so I'm just gonna study this real quick and hope that it sticks.
It is legitimately freezing.
My toes are like rock hard. I can't feel them and it hurts to walk on them. It's so cold. So it's a bit smaller than expected. First stop, Mirror Lake. It's a different lake on the hike. And then we're gonna head to the tea house and then to Little Beehive, which is supposed to be the best view of this lake, but it's so small. I just don't know what to expect.
We are the only people that we've seen doing a hike. I'm not sure if it's not a popular thing to do, but we are the only ones out here. Hopefully we're going the right way.
It also took us 15 minutes to find the trailhead. So 6:35, we're starting the hike.
Our first incline, Alyssa's trying to shed layers already. I can't feel my knees. They're not working right. First layer is officially removed. I'm hoping that this shirt makes me scarier looking if a bear comes by. Me and the homies scare that dude off. It's still in the 30s. Once you get moving, you warm up quick.
I can feel my toes again. I took off my sweater. I still have my sweatpants over my leggings. I feel good. It's less scary now that the sun's out.
We are the only people that I've seen out here so far. One thing that kind of stinks is the entire trail has just been tree lined, so you can't really see the mountains around it.
Hands off, hands off.
Stop number 1, Mirror Lake. The most comfortable I've been on the trip was yesterday in the hot springs. And by far the least comfortable I've been on this trip is right now. It is hot and then cold. It's still like below 40 degrees. Then you stop, and then you're freezing, and then you start moving, and then it's hot. And my ankle hurts, so the hot spring didn't even fix that. First rewarding view of the hike.
It's good. The sun's good. Worth it.
I'll be honest, I was getting a little bored of this hike. It was just the same kind of tree line the whole time. Now we're up a little bit higher and whoo! Man, what a view!
Lake Agnes is that way. I think that's where the tea house is. Little Beehive is that way. I say we beehive first, then we can enjoy our tea.
All right, let's roll.
We're in to the split between Agnes and Beehive. I think it's like an hour 15 to the tea house if we don't want to do Beehive. I don't know how far this is though.
Party on. You know us, always prepared.
This is the rock. This is the lake. This is the view.
And that was your tour by Alyssa.
This is the best place you ever peed?
Pretty solid.
Like an hour and a half to the top of it. It says it's supposed to take 4 hours to do this hike. We're gonna go have tea, so maybe they're including the tea. I would rate it a moderate 5.5 out of 10, like hardness. It was harder because it's freezing. 7 out of 10 if you include the freezingness. Honestly, the weirdest part is that the parking lot fills up at 5:30 and we've seen 8 people on the trail.
Not even. There's an equal amount of dogs on the trail to humans. So I think the coolest thing about mountains is that like every second the sun moves in any direction, colors of the mountains change. It's like a evolving thing, and every time you look at it, it looks like a completely different scene.
We made it to the St. Agnes Tea House. I don't know anything about it except that you hike up here and you get tea. Mylene and Ryan sent us some money on Venmo, so thank you so much. And Mylene said, don't get coffee, get tea. So we've been saving this since we left.
My hand has never felt so warmed and loved.
It's cold when you stop.
This might be one of my favorite experiences of all time.
If I could go back in time and be a 19-year-old, I would for sure summer job here. Hike to the top of the mountain, serve hikers tea all day.
I feel like this is like bringing me back to life too a little bit.
Yeah.
For lunch, we have our favorite wraps. A sopressata and a little Genoa salami.
There's like a ton of Italian meats.
Yeah.
Because everyone here's French, so there's like tons of charcuterie options. These were cheaper than turkey. We put our leggings and our undershirts on and slept in those last night, which was great because we didn't have to change into cold clothes this morning.
What time is it right now? It's before 9.
It's 8:58. Who are we?
The staff at this place hike everything they need to make all this stuff up every single day. We're gonna offer to take down a bag of trash for them to lighten the load on the way down. There's a serious stairway on the way down.
Suggestion: start at 6:30 when we did. Wear a lot of clothes. So the view's just as good this way, and this looks harder upwards. So I would go Beehive, Treehouse, down the other way. There was so much horse poop up the trail, and I was like, there's so much horse poop, where's the horses? We finally saw them.
We also made the right decision coming early.
Definitely start at 6:30. The whole trail was empty when we started. It is insane how many people are on this trail now. So many people. (10 a.m. we finished, started at 6:30, so 3.5 hours to the top and to the bottom, including a long time to hang out and drink some tea. The lake is brighter now that the sun's out.
So
The
cool.
trail is insane. Definitely wake up, get here early.
So we tried to hit up one more lake before leaving Banff, but the parking lot was completely full. That place was bumping on a Saturday.
We couldn't even go and explore the little town of Lake Louise.
The top two things on our list was to explore Lake Louise and do that hike to the tea house and hit the hot springs. I feel happy that we were able to knock off the top two things. I was surprised at how,
Kind of small.
amazing.
Yeah. Now we are driving the Icefields Parkway, which is supposed to be one of the top drives in all of the world.
Jasper is still dealing with wildfires currently,
Yeah,
which is
and-
crazy because it's so cold and it's been raining, but they're still just getting decimated by wildfire. So we'll see what we can see.
I also thought it would be snowier. In my mind, I just always pictured Banff covered in snow.
Sometimes we act like a fool, not aware we're troublemakers.
I think we've made a mistake. Should we leave?
Sometimes we try to be cool, not being givers, only takers. Stop for a minute, stop and breathe for a minute. Don't get over your head, try to listen.
I just crashed so hard. We pulled over at a random rest area to use the bathroom and I went straight to sleep.
We've been here 2 hours.
Now I got snacks, got some hummus, spinach dip. Woo! Sunrise hikes, am I right?
So my laptop gets about an hour's worth of editing on full charge. So when we're doing these driving days, the Jackery that Matt so nicely gave to us gets plugged into the car and charges. And at the same time, it can charge my laptop.
Think for a minute, who you wanna be for a minute.
The size of this place is massive now that we've gone onto Highway 1 and you get an idea of the scope of this place. There's just glacier-fed blue lakes everywhere, blue rivers.
So moody, always such a fighter. Try to open up your mind sometimes. You'll be just fine.
We're officially in Jasper National Park and I think that we are going to go touch our first glacier.
Oh, you can touch it.
I'm touching it.
These nice people told us that we're on the wrong trail, so we're gonna go drive down there, and then we're gonna go and touch a glacier. It was too windy to talk out there, so we had to inform you over here.
The Athabasca Glacier was amazing. They have little signs put up everywhere so that you can see where the glacier was X amount of years ago. Unfortunately, we were unable to get close enough to touch
You
it.
could have touched it in 2006.
Obviously, it's melting and it will be gone soon.
Also, if you get the chance, it's $100 to take the cart out there and go and stand on it. But since glaciers are going to be gone in the next 30 years, if you have the money.
I feel like the National Park Service should change their slogan to come enjoy nature while it still exists.
We're in Canada. It's 78 out. There's
Very
a
nice.
wildfire burning, and our friends are at home in San Diego with a hurricane.
This is fine.
Feel so moody, always such a fighter. Try to open up your mind sometimes. You'll be just fine.
So we're not gonna stop in Jasper. We're just driving through so that we can get to Edmonton. We couldn't do too much in Jasper because of the fires, so we just kept driving and we ended up in Edson, which is about 2 hours out of Edmonton. It's like 9:30 right now. The sun is still going down. We're becoming to love a rest stop. Oh my god, look at the moon. Coming to be like more comfortable at a rest stop because you just have to kind of know what kind of shenanigans goes on here and if it's normal or not. There's a guy behind me doing some weird stuff, but totally normal. Person who dropped off another person, they stood around for a bit, got picked up by a different person, totally normal. Everything's pretty normal. Night. Don't forget to subscribe to see where we go next.
Sunrise hikes, am I right?